No matter what age your child is, you want the best for their future. What do they want to do after graduation? What career path do they want to take? These questions can be overwhelming. That's why you should ask them this question. What's your E? Seminole County Public Schools ePathway program is designed for your student to choose their own path in life from as many options as we can offer. Whether they're looking to enlist, enroll, or be employed, we're excited to help you and your child make it happen. Want them to enroll in a college or university? We'll help you find the best school for them to continue their education. Learn about grants and programs to help your child obtain their degree at a pace and a cost that works for you both. Are they looking to go straight into employment? Discover a variety of trades and skills that will propel their future. They can learn aviation maintenance, automotive repair, culinary arts, and more to hone their talents in growing industries. Is your child interested in enlistment? We'll help them find the right path of service, whether it's military, law enforcement, fire response, or EMS. They can serve the community while learning skills that will last a lifetime. What's your E? Explore options with ePathways by visiting us online at the link below.
What inspired me to get into engineering was Lego. So I started as a kid, as most kids do, working with Legos and just kind of doing your own thing, building the Lego sets. And I would often take apart my Lego sets, mix them together, and build something completely new. Then in about 4th grade, I was introduced to Lego robotics, which is where you have a actual robot that you could program, and you start with this brick, and that would feed information to Lego motors, and it would all communicate as a system, and you could do a lot of really cool robotic tasks with that. And that was really the start of me looking into engineering. The engineering I'm looking to pursue at first is mechanical engineering. This is what I'm going to go to UCF for, and this is going to be the start of my career. A mechanical engineer can really do anything. They work with a lot of thermodynamics and a lot of vibrations and really just anything that moves. So a lot of fields use mechanical engineering. I want to go past that and specialize into biomedical engineering, which is more along the lines of surgical robotics and medical machinery. I want to develop surgical robots, and with that I need to know exactly how the human body functions and how it functions with robotic systems. Essentially, I'll be able to design a system where a person will be able to communicate with a motor and hopefully improve their quality of life, whether this be through a surgical robot that a doctor is controlling or whether it's a prosthetic that's motorized.
I taught Josh his freshman year. He was so good with that inventor material. He picked up on it very quickly. He was ready to jump in and help other students, which I really appreciated. And he has carried those characteristics with him as he has moved through the program. And now with his journey moving forward in bioengineering, I can't wait to see what he's going to make with his knee brace and the orthotics that he's trying to produce.
The current prosthetic I'm looking at developing is a load-bearing knee brace in which I'm going to take a motor or servo and attach that to the knee, which will enable a person to be able to push past what their muscles currently are able to do, whether that be because of muscle fatigue or osteoarthritis in the kneecap where they're not able to put a lot of pressure on their knee. Current knee braces really only work when walking. There's still a lot of pain when there's extra forces being applied to the knee, such as walking upstairs or standing up from sitting down, things you and I normally don't think about. But for someone that has severe arthritis in their knee, this is hugely painful.
The strongest advantages of project-based learning, that hands-on experience that allows you to manipulate that material, really solidifies in the brain exactly how those things work.
The thing I would say about this program where it exceeds the most is the more you use it, the more it'll benefit you.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Attention, everyone, please.
I know we're all super excited to be here. Enjoying the summertime inside here. So thank you for being here. I'd like to call today's meeting to order, June 18th, Tuesday evening. It is actually, 5:33 p.m. The invocation and pledge is being led by Member Pennick. I'll let you go ahead and do that first. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to take some moments of pride. Every year we celebrate Teacher of the Year, Employee of the Year, Dividend of the Year, graduations, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I want to highlight some of the successes that maybe aren't so grandiose or come with a lot of flair. Several years ago, we implemented ECG testing for all athletes in their freshman year, and it never fails that every year we receive a letter or an email from a family that lets us know that we saved a student's life because the test resulted in something that was able to get addressed in the student. We teach our teachers the Heimlich maneuver, and last year we celebrated that our Crystal Lake teacher saved the life of a student who was choking. This year we implemented the Panorama Staff Culture Survey, which has resulted in at least one staff member who has received mental health services because they were struggling. To me, that's worth every bit of the fight that we had over the last 6 years to get that in place. Our Young Women of Excellence programs has female leader speakers come in, and afterwards the students write reflection thank yous. And the outcomes of those letters are reciprocating to the leader who came in to speak, but to the students as well. Those moments change that student's life, their trajectory, as well as the speaker. Our FEN department has endless stories of impact to families and students. Most recently in Christmas, we had a community member donate a French horn. Our FEN connected this French horn to a foster care student who then got a scholarship to attend band camp during the summer. Their passion for the arts resulted in them getting A's and B's this last school year. We teach hands-on CPR to all 9th and 11th graders, and I guarantee you there are stories we don't hear there where a student has saved a life or is more aware of triggers or issues that someone may be facing as a result of that training. Additionally, we get a lot of complaints about our fire drills and the drills that we have in the schools. But in the news most recently, because of the fire drills, we had a student that saved an animal's life and probably even a family. And so these things all happen because this board cares and invests in our staff and students. Never take for granted the impact that you make, because even one life changed makes it all worth it. And I couldn't be more proud of these little successes that we get to hear about, but maybe our community members don't hear about. And so I encourage you to keep sharing those because it's really important for our community to hear these little successes, because it's not all about graduation and the big flair celebrations. It's about the little wins as well. And so with that, if everyone would stand, we're going to do the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic
republic for which it stands, one
nation under
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice
for all. Thank you, Member Pennick. That was absolutely beautiful. And so critical to remember that we look at the big picture and, don't just focus on that small little dot. Even if something happens in your own family life, look at the big picture of all the wonderful things that are happening, all the wonderful students that are here that are we're getting ready to celebrate, all the wonderful families, teachers, bus drivers, any of our employees, all the wonderful things that everybody does. So thank you, Member Pennick, for shedding the light out and showing everybody that we need to focus on all the positive and not sweat the small things and put life in perspective. So thank you. Let the record reflect that board member Pennick is in attendance, Member Kelly Davis, Member Autumn Garrick, Vice Chair Christine Kraus, our attorney, Ms. Carlene Cole Palmer, and our superintendent, Sarita Beeman, as well as our clerk, Jill Moramus. Thank you. And for acknowledgments, I have Katie Murphy from our Seminole County Council PTA. Thank you, wherever you're at. There you are, back there. Nice to see you. All right, and now, addendum for, go ahead for modifications.
Yes.
Superintendent Beeman?
Yes, the addendum for good cause is marked on our electronic agenda by green flag named addendum item. I have a couple of modifications. Board members 6BV, 6BW will be pulled and brought back to you with a number of other agreements next month. Also, what modification for 6AQ, utilization of Sourcewell construction trade contracts to correct the company list that is included in that information. Item 6AU, the contract with Minga, to clarify the financial impact. And item 6B1, 24 to page 24, 25 of the Student Conduct and Discipline Code to remove the TBK program from the information included in that document.
Thank you. All right. School board members, roll call order today. Member Davis, Member Garrick, Vice Chair Kraus, Member Pennick, and then myself. So first, any modifications? I'll go in roll call order. School board member Kelly Davis, do you have any modifications? No. All right. Member Garrick?
No modifications, Chair.
Thank you. Vice Chair Kraus?
No modifications, Chair. Thank you.
Member Pennick?
No, ma'am.
And I don't have any modifications. Thank you. So there's no modification. Is there a motion to approve the agenda outlined?
Motion.
So moved.
All right. I don't know which one said first. All right. Who wants to second it?
I'll second.
All right. Christine Kraus seconds. Vice Chair Kraus. And I don't know who did the first. Autumn? Okay. Perfect. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. All right, I believe we have some presentations to celebrate, don't we?
Yes, we do. We have a number of presentations, and we'll start with an announcement by our sheriff, Sheriff Lima, who's here to talk about our SRD of the year.
Yay.
Well, thank you so much, Superintendent, school board members. It's an absolute honor to be here. Yeah, hello, testing. Well, they're at home, so I don't know if they can hear me or not. Let's say it's a yes. But it is absolute such an honor for our office to partner with our superintendent and our school board members to do something that really is positive. And in this country, we see a lot of divide and a lot of hate. And the only thing that comes close to combating hate is love. And that's what our school teachers, that's what's going on our campuses, and that's what our deputy sheriffs that are assigned to these unique positions and actually become embedded and a part of that system are absolutely doing. And I think that we know it takes a unique type of person to be able to do that. So what we've done is we've done a great job with selecting folks, but then we've designated each year best of the best. And we have named that award in somebody who is incredibly important to our community, to me personally as sheriff, and to the entire Seminole County Sheriff's Office, Joe Negri, who unfortunately was taken away from us way too soon. We have Nancy and Mackenzie, his wife and his granddaughter that is here. He was a special man that I enjoyed every single opportunity I had to spend with him. He was actually the first DARE deputy in Seminole County, and went on to have a long, successful career working drug work, was one of the most successful undercover drug agents, but finished out his later years in the Seminole County Sheriff's Office as a school resource deputy. So when we thought about naming an annual award in his honor, we wanted to find people who demonstrated the same fundamental character and characteristics that made him so special to this community. And I'm proud to announce this year's recipient in front of all of these wonderful people who are here tonight and those that are watching on the stream back at home, Deputy Diorio, who's in the back. Deputy Diorio, please come up front. He is also here with his family that can kind of celebrate in this together, but has made it his commitment for the last 8 to 10 years here at the Seminole County Sheriff's Office to work specifically with the uniquely gifted children of our community. He has demonstrated patience and compassion, love and support to do all that he can for the families, the faculty and staff, and mostly the children of Endeavor. And doing that, he serves as a solid ambassador of everything that is good in our community. When we do back-to-school drives and raise awareness and partner with the Boys and Girls Clubs and do all of these things that are just so pure, he's always first to raise his hand and say, I will be there and be a part of that. It is in his fabric and fiber. And unfortunately, when we had our award ceremony, he was not able to make that event. But I actually think it's even more fitting to have this award and this recognition given here at this very important venue, at this very important time in our community. So from the bottom of my heart and the 1,500 members of the Seminole County Sheriff's Office and broader community of Seminole County, congratulations. We are proud of you. Every little person in the back, I know we have the water polo team in the back that's there. It's heroes like this that we should lift up for the service that they do. And he would never say it himself. He's being recognized, and he's the most uncomfortable person in this room right now. I can promise you that. But again, congratulations, and thank you for the partnership. All of you guys do just some wonderful work, and again, thank you for the support that you give to our organization. God bless you.
Good evening, board members, Superintendent Beeman, and all of our wonderful guests. I'm Anna Marie Cody, Deputy Superintendent, and I have the proud honor of introducing our Student Science Fair winners. And when you hear what these students have done, you will be amazed. it's even difficult to read some of the titles of their projects. So I'm going to do my very best. Seminole County Public Schools has once again been ranked #1 in the state in STEM career preparation. So big applause to everyone. Tonight we are honored to recognize students who've achieved excellence in showcasing this learning alongside their own creativity and ingenuity by completing exemplary original science research and engineering design projects. We do have some students that are not able to join us this evening, but I would like to recognize them, share their name and their project. And then for students that are here, we would love for you to join the board, and your family is welcome to stand when we call your name. So first we have Rowan Fedora, Jackson Heights Middle School, and Rowan's project, as you can see, is the impact of artificial intelligence on middle school education. I want to read that one because I'm sure I've got a lot to learn. Our next middle school student from Childs Middle School is Haiwan Kim, and the project title is Soaking in the Hardships of Farming and Extreme Climate. Here with us this evening, we have Emma Norea, Jackson Heights Middle School. Emma's project is how different colors of LED lights affect the growth of hortensis variation of the viola tricolor plant. And one of our science specialists just shared the beautiful pansy that she worked with, and it's amazing. Great job, Emma. Next with us this evening, we have Stephen Goodman, Milwee Middle School. Stephen's project is the impact of gravitropism and phototropism on plant growth. Great job, Stephen. Next, we have Aiden Zhu from Sanford Middle School. Aiden's project is AI-assisted mosquito repellent solution in invention and experiment validation. High school awardees, not with us this evening, is Kevin Perez from Croons Academy of Information Technology, and his project, Optimized Predictive Model for Sea Surface Anomalies, Predicting El Nino Occurrences Using Neural Network. These kids are something. Okay. Meghna Vikram. Meghna's here. Meghna, if you'll join us. Meghna's project, Who Makes the Rules? Using generative artificial intelligence to write novel rules to effectively find previously unnoticed security vulnerabilities in open source code. Meghna, our Chief Information Officer, is right over there. I'm sure he'll have questions for you. Our next award winners are not here. Chris Sepal and Louis V. Olobas, and their project is Rosmarinic acid attenuates malignant phenotypes in VO via DNMT1 gene pathway. Implications for cancer therapeutics. And again, These students really are our future. We're so appreciative of all of you for doing this work. Our next student, who is here this evening from Winter Springs High School, Arvid Nathan, project title, Dust Repellent and Self-Cleaning Coatings for Solar Panels on Earth, the Moon, and Mars, Year 2. Our next students are Avi and Jai Gupta, Seminole High School. Okay, they are not here this evening. Their project title, Combating Superbugs, Natural Compounds as Down Regulators of Biofilm Formation by Escape Pathogens, an in silico study. Please join us, Moitri Santra from Oviedo High School. Project title, yes, Combating Huanglobin Using Innovative Detection and Treatment Tools, Year 2. And all of their awards, as you've been noticing, are up on the screen. Multiple awards for this project. And we have Ella Pilasek from Oviedo High School. There she is. I recognize you from being on TV. Ella's project, promoting attraction of Aphis mellifera to the synthetic scent of the endangered orchid. I'll skip that. Using Pavlovian conditioning and direct feeding paradigms for conservation. No. So before we conclude, first I'd like all the families of these students to stand up, because these students have to be supported by each of you. So just stand up so we can recognize you, please. I'd also like our amazing science teachers, mentors, our science fair staff. Please stand up, because these students depend on you and you give your all to them, and let us recognize you. Tiffany, you too, come on. And finally, our amazing administrators who support this work, who make extra time for our students. Just wave, high school folks, and if we have some middle school folks here, thank you to all that you do as well.
All right, good evening. My name is Mike Rice, and I am the Assistant Superintendent of High Schools, and I am here tonight, board members and superintendent, to recognize our state champions and runners-up, and we also have a few additional awards that we're going to share with you this evening. So let's get it kicked off. I would like to start out with the FHSAA 2A state champion. I don't believe they were able to make it, from Lake Mary High School. I want to congratulate the boys lacrosse team. And I'll just say a few quick words. If you've kept up with them, last year they went undefeated, had a very difficult season, a lot of crazy teams that they played that also were undefeated, made it all the way through the season, and in the state championship won 15-3. So wasn't even a match. So congratulations to our Lake Mary High School team. Next up, we have our state runner-up for the 3,200-meter distance from Hagerty High School. Would you welcome Jonathan Leone? At the 3,200-meter distance, Jonathan is a SAC champion, the district champion, regional runner-up, and the state runner-up in the Class 4A. At the finals, he set a new personal best of 9:02.54 at roughly 67.5 seconds per lap. After the state finals, Jonathan competed in the running lane championships versus the best in the country, finishing fourth in the time of 8:47.86 at 66 per seconds per lap, a new personal best, and that time earned him an All-American status from the National High School Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association. He's also the Seminole County Male Athlete of the Year for track and was named this at the Night of Champions, will continue his running career at the University of Florida. Go Gators. Congratulations. Jonathan, why don't you turn right back around and come on up? I think you got another one too, right? Here we go. Next up is the track and field state runner-ups for the 4x800 relay, also from Hagerty High School. Come on up to the relay team from Hagerty High School. Congratulations. We have two of the four members here tonight, and they consisted of Jonathan, as we just heard, Jacob Leone, and unable to attend are their teammates Alex Xavier Davis, Medina, and Julian Scanlon. This quartet posted special times, or split times, I should say, of 1:56.81, 1:58.02, 1:58.75, and 2 minutes and 74 seconds, respectively, for a time of 7:53.67. The two seniors will continue their careers at the next level, Jonathan at UF, as we just heard, and Julian at Daytona State College. Congratulations. So next up, while he's not able to join us here tonight, I did want to share that Hagerty High School senior baseball player Talon Bell was recently named the Florida Gatorade Baseball High School Player of the Year. This award, which celebrates the nation's top high school athletes for excellence on the field and in the classroom and the community, distinguishes Bell as Florida's best high school baseball player in the state of Florida. So congratulations, Talon Bell. For our next recognition, I'd like to recognize the state runner-up from Lake Howell High School for boys weightlifting and the 169 weight class for both the traditional and Olympic classifications. Congratulations to Roman Ray. As a three-time state qualifier, this year Roman was able to break his own school records, which he set last year in the bench press, snatch, and the clean and jerk lifts. His 615-pound total in traditional is highlighted by a 315-pound clean and jerk, and his Olympic total of 555 pounds with a 240-pound snatch. Roman has been competing competitively in weightlifting for the past 6 years and intends to continue competing at the national level. Being a dedicated student of the sport has made him develop a true admiration and respect for the technical and physical aspect of competitive weightlifting. Also here tonight with Roman is his coach, Michael Giraldo, and athletic director, Dr. Scott Lehman, and the principal, Michael Howard. Now we'll move to Winter Springs High School to recognize our student athletes. And first, we're going to start with the weightlifting state champion from the 183-pound weight class in both the traditional and Olympic divisions. Welcome, Cody Taylor. Improving on his 2023 state runner-up finish last season, this year Cody recorded a 360-pound bench press. Yeah, man. And he also a 330-pound clean and jerk and a 260-pound snatch lift, while also capturing conference, district, and regional titles and leading Winter Springs to back-to-back FHSAA regional team titles. Congratulations to Cody, and thank you to Coach John Mosier and Coach Jesse Lopez for their support. Continuing from Winter Springs High School, the FHSAA shot put state runner-up, Unity Brown. This year, Unity broke several school records while also capturing conference, district, and regional titles and leading the Winter Springs team to a district runner-up finish. Here tonight to celebrate with her is Coach Aki Clark, Coach Shawanda Williams, Coach Charlie Harry, and also joining us tonight is the supportive athletic director, Scott Gomrad, and principal, Mr. Pete Gaffney. Go Bears! We now move down the road a few miles here to recognize a state champion from Oviedo High School for boys weightlifting, winning the 169 traditional. Let's congratulate Lucas Crawley. All right, well, maybe Lucas isn't here, but he set a school record with the 169 weight class, adding his name to the history books. Just an incredible athlete, and want to thank the boys weightlifting coach, Greg Odierno, as well. Congratulations to Lucas. Not sure if they were able to make it. Do we have the boys water polo team from Oviedo High School? Yes, all right. Come on up, guys. So the FHSAA Academic Team Champion, State Champion, recognition program honors teamwork not only in the competition, but in the classroom as well. This year, the Oviedo High School boys water polo team earned the title with their unweighted cumulative GPA of a 3.637 this season, which was the highest boys water polo team GPA in the state. Guys, we commend you for all of your great work in the classroom as well as on the court. Congratulations, gentlemen. We move up the road to Seminole High School. This young man's not able to join us here this evening, but we wanted to recognize the state runner-up from the 3A boys weightlifting team and the 199 weight class from the Olympic classification. We want to congratulate Trey Clark. All right, so our next athletic team from Knoll Nation is the state runner-up for the 7A, led by Coach Amy Stiffy. Congratulations to the Seminole High School girls softball team. The Seminole High School softball team had a historic season in 2024. Achieving several milestones and setting records along the way. The team finished with a notable record of 18 wins and 9 losses, making their best season in recent history. In a thrilling playoff run, they captured their first ever regional championship with a highly competitive 7A division. The team's exceptional performance earned them the first-time appearance at the state championships, receiving tremendous support from the school, community, alumni, fans, and creating memorable atmosphere at each and every game. This team had a strong offensive skill with 207 hits, scoring 138 runs, hitting 12 home runs, and driving in an impressive 106 RBIs. They also utilized their speed with 58 stolen bases, keeping pressure on opposing defenses. Defensively, they played tough competition as well, and of the 759 batters faced, the Lady Knowles pitching staff recorded 171 strikeouts over 180 innings pitching and maintaining an impressive 2.83 ERA. And our final team here tonight, I'd like to recognize the FHSAA 1A state champions under the leadership of head coach Ryan Ackerson. Congratulations to the Seminole High School girls water polo team. The Lady Knowles completed an undefeated 31-0 season. They dominated the competition in their state playoffs, winning each of the final 7 games by an average margin of 11 goals per game. The Noles placed 3-player in the Orlando Sentinels All-Area team led by the girls' State Player of the Year, Hallie Zimlich. Hallie also is the Florida Dairy Farmers Player of the Year as well, so congratulations to her. Not only were they recognized as a dominant powerhouse in the state of Florida, but the Seminoles were just one of 2 undefeated girls water polo teams in the entire nation, and they finished their year as the #1, listen to this, #1 ranked team in the United States for the spring of 2024. And I have to say, while we're up here, Coach Ryan Ackerson also was named as the Florida Dairy Farmers Coach of the Year as well. So congratulations for all you do.
All right. Is it on? No. Okay. All right. So good evening, Madam Chair, school board members, and Superintendent Beeman. I am Brittany Campbell, and I am proud to be one of the assistant principals at Crooms Academy. Yes. All right, so tonight we would like to recognize our Crooms Business Advisory Council. The Crooms BAC is nationally recognized as an exemplary council by the National Academy Foundation. In addition to all the other organizations that you guys heard tonight, our organization is absolutely outstanding. There are not enough words to describe what our BAC does for us and the community here in Seminole County. Just to name a few things, I do have to read these off. So they are engaged in our community professionals, provide an array of support and opportunities for our students through junior achievement, job shadowing, senior portfolio interviews, paid internships, and of course, Crooms Academy's annual Tech Fest. Since 2005, the Business Advisory Council has raised $339,000 and built an endowment of $110,000. Here with the foundation of the Seminole County Public Schools and awarded $213,000 in student scholarships. So distinguished members of our Crooms BAC, we have tonight representing over 90 members, is R.T. Hillary.
I missed two. Because I'm like on it. I'm back. I apologize. I missed some great athletes that are sitting right over here, and I want to make sure that they get their recognition as well. And so they're going to get a special recognition up here. I'm going to start out with Seminole High School state runner-up for track and field. Please welcome the triple jump runner-up, Olawandara Suremi. Dara was the triple jump SAC champion, district champion, regional champion, and the state runner-up in Class 4A. At the finals, she jumped 11.79 meters, and her jump firmly cemented her place as one of the best jumpers in the state of Florida. Congratulations to Dara. Congratulations. But stay there, right? She's going to stay there because she's a part of the next one. Also joining us this evening from Seminole High School, wanted to recognize the state runner-up for the track and field 4x100 relay team, Amani Reed, Dara Saremi, Chelsea Burgos, and Sydney Allen. Congratulations. At the finals, this team ran an impressive time of 47.23. This time was over half a second faster than their previous best of 47.74 at the regional meet. Their state runner-up time puts them in the top 3 times in Seminole's illustrious track and field history. Congratulations and thank you to our track and field coach, Robert Moore, for your leadership of these 2 outstanding leaders and athletes.
All right, now that Mike Rice is done hogging the mic, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the new principal at Endeavor School, Jacob Jarzinka. Jacob has had 16 years of experience in education, all exclusively here within Seminole County Public Schools. He is a product of our very own Seminole County Public Schools, attending Stenstrom Elementary, Jackson Heights Middle School, and graduating from Oviedo High School. He received his bachelor's degree in management from the University of Phoenix and a master's in educational leadership from the American College of Education. Jacob brings a great deal of experience and perspective to this position, having served in various roles, including starting as an ESE paraprofessional, security guard, classroom teacher, coach, dean, athletic director, and assistant principal. We are thrilled to welcome him as our new leader at Endeavor and know he will serve our students well. Wait, Jacob, wait. He has a whole family here tonight and he's just walking back. Jacob, we're gonna need you to come back and introduce your beautiful family. He is joined here tonight by his beautiful wife, Beth, his daughter, Abilene, his son, Jonah, and his parents and mother-in-law, Cheryl. Come on up, family. They waited through all of that. Now Donovan's got to go.
You're welcome. Yeah, good to see you. Hello. Okay. Hello, everyone. How you doing? Now, I know the energy didn't leave the room when the students left. So you can smile, you can laugh. It's okay. I'm going to be brief, but I'm here today. My name is Chris Anderson. I'm the Seminole County Supervisor of Elections. And I'm here to talk today about voting. There is such a great partnership between the Supervisor of Elections office and the school board. And I want to thank the superintendent, Madam Superintendent, and the board for allowing me to be here today, and also for keeping this great partnership that we have. Because we had the opportunity to register 1,660 young people to vote. I think that's pretty awesome. And I like your shirt that says vote. That's right, vote. It's one of the most important things you can do as a citizen is to cast your ballot. And when I have a chance to talk to young people, I always tell them, Voting is the physical representation of your ideals, your beliefs, and your principles. When you cast your ballot, you believe that you're making a difference, not only for yourself, but for the people around you, your neighbors, your family, and your friends. So, and I tell them they have to attach something personal as to why they vote. I share stories with them as a combat veteran. I was in basic training on September 11th. And what's really cool is, now we're required to do this by law, but in Seminole County, we take it a step further. We put a little extra on it, right? We invite elected officials out to join us. And it's really cool because the kids are not expecting, right? You see how we usually we want the school board to come, but we've had other elected officials from state reps to city commissioners take part in it. And the kids are not expecting that an elected official would take the time out to come and talk to them. And they're in the audience, and I call them up on the phone. I'm like, you think they're going to answer the phone? And they're like, no. And then they answer the phone, and they're like, oh, my gosh, they're actually here. And they actually get to talk. And I always warn my elected officials, the children, these young people, they have some pretty serious questions. Like, they don't just ask, like, can we get a Chick-fil-A at high school, at our school? They ask some pretty serious questions. So you need to be prepared. Like, what's your annual budget in your city, right? Like, they ask some pretty good questions. So that lets us know that, the schools are doing their part. And we partner with the history departments in most of the schools. And it's a logistical, piece of work to get it done, because they have to change their classroom schedules. The students have to be told to come to the auditorium. So we're grateful that we work together very seamlessly to get those individuals registered. We go to the high schools, and of course we do the voter registration, but remember I told you in Seminole, we take it a step further. We do SGA, so we have the opportunity to go to Lyman and consistently do theirs. We've done it at Seminole High School as well. My son was there, and I got a chance to embarrass him. It was kind of cool, So, we also go to the elementary schools, and they get to vote on their favorite book. And I'm so glad that it didn't require a recount, because one of them tied. So it was a tie between two books, but they got a chance to vote on it. So we're starting here in Seminole County at the youngest ages, showing them how to be a good citizen and vote. And that is what's really cool. So as I said, we had 1660 register or pre-register to vote. So for those of you in the audience, you can pre-register at age 16 and 17. Of course, you can register to vote at 18. I tell you, I'm pretty proud, because when I speak about this and those young people raise their hands that have already pre-registered, that's actually pretty cool, because they took it into their own hands to get registered, and they're usually doing that at the DMV where most registrations take place. So there's a couple pictures of us, and what's even better is not only did we get to register them, but we actually found interns that are working with our office now, coming from voter registration, specifically Lake Mary High School and Lake Mary Prep. So it was really cool that they came, and they sought us out. We hadn't advertised yet, and they were like, listen, we want to know more about the elections process. How can we get involved? I told them I got plenty of work for them. Come on in. We're going to show you what it's like to hand a person a piece of paper. It's quite a bit of work, and they're now working for us. So we have some interns that came straight from SCPS over to SCSOE. So they're at our office now working. So it's really cool. So at Lyman High School, we had 1,200 votes cast for their SGA. That's always cool, because they got a cool DJ out there. I don't mind showing up for that. The music's pumping. As I said, we visited 17 elementary schools. So imagine we're doing all this amongst voter registration, all the activities that take place with our office. We're constantly making plans to come out to the schools. So we don't just partner at the high school level. We're working at the middle school and at the elementary school level with each other. And that's something to be proud of from an elections school perspective, is that we're teaching our young people from a very early age the importance of voting. There they are. Don't they look so serious in those voting booths voting? And they take it serious. And I'll tell you, so Stenstrom, they have the micro society where they're just teaching the young people how to be good citizens. And they run up to me and they say, supervisor, I have my voter registration card. They make their own voter registration cards. And I can tell you this much to the school board, Madam Superintendent, I wasn't doing that when I was in school. So you guys are doing something right when you're ushering that kind of stuff in. That is cool because guess what all of you got in your mailboxes? You all got your voter registration card, did you not? I know I got mine right here. How many of y'all, everybody got one, right? So they keep theirs, you should keep yours, okay? All right? 441 first graders through fourth graders. So the book that won, so they split it up between kindergarten and second grade. Their favorite book was When Glitter Met Glue. That was their favorite book. 363 votes. It was about 2,000 ballots cast all together, and that was their favorite book. Grades 3 through 5. Their favorite book, I believe, was that was a tie, actually. It had a tie. 218 votes were cast for the swim team and Bedhead Ted. And grades 6 through 8, 105 votes were cast, and it was a win by the book Invisible with 25 votes. So it's really cool, the partnership that we have. I appreciate, as always, seeing all of you. I can never keep up with you or take as many pictures as y'all do. Y'all take a lot of pictures. You got to have a lot of storage on your phones for all those pictures. All right, but I am so happy to be a partner with you. We look forward to continuing it. Thank you for allowing us to be here. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Anybody have any questions? All right. Thank you. We appreciate, no questions?
Thank you. We
Thank
appreciate
you. We
you.
appreciate it. All right. We had a lot to celebrate, didn't we? So many great celebrations, our students voting, Sunshine State books, all those celebrations with our fabulous athletes and science fair students. So, like I said, looking at the big picture, it's always great to see all the wonderful things that our students are doing day in and day out, as well as our fabulous employees that we have throughout this county. We are truly blessed. So the presentation is, school district highlights we've done. I'm going to go ahead and do board comments now. And Member Davis, you're up first for board comments for committees, anything like that that you've served on first. Committees at the end. Sorry, go ahead and do your regular ones if you would like to first.
Well, I hope your summer is starting out well. I know that our summer school is kicked in for a while now. I see all the kids going back to school, and it's just funny to me that they're so excited to go in the summer, but during the school year, they can't wait to get out. I want to remind you that tomorrow is Juneteenth Day, and it means a lot to me and my family. 1983 was the Emancipation Proclamation, but it wasn't until June 19th in 1865 where people actually enforced it and where people actually became free. And I have a quote from Desmond Tutu which says, "My humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together." And I want to remind everybody that we are all human and we all have qualities to share. And step up and share those qualities and be receptive to it. I hope you have a great summer, and I'm looking forward to next year.
Thank you. Fabulous. Member Garrick?
Excited to commemorate Juneteenth tomorrow. Also, Pride Month is this month, so I want to say a special happy Pride to everyone that belongs to the LGBTQ+ community. As I was walking through an elementary school earlier this year, I saw a poster that said, "It's because we are different that each of us is special. So I am truly excited to be part of such a diverse, robust community, and I hope that we can continue to honor our differences, because I do believe that that makes us special. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I think
Vice
I'm
Chair
up
Kraus,
next.
yes.
Thank you. Well, I was going to say Happy Pride too, but you beat me to it. So Happy Pride again. The Science Center has a new display, and it's the Science of Guinness World Records. They're also offering summer camp. They have few spots open, but I would just encourage you to check out their website. Who doesn't love a good world record? They also happen to host 45 of our educators through the CTE program, and they had a full day of learning, and the feedback I've heard is they were delighted to have us and appreciate our partnership. The FSBA conference, 4 of us attended that. Congratulations to Chair Sanchez, who was elected to state legislative representative, and also will serve on the FSBA Advocacy Committee as chair. And I was appointed to the Federal Relations Program as a co-chair with Member Allen from Polk County, and I look forward to serving there. And I too hope you're enjoying summer.
Thank you. Member Pennick.
Dr. Gard-Hild reminded me of some of the summer camps that were happening, and you know, we talk about STEM and science, but I think one of my most favorite ones is happening right now at Lyman, and that's NAWIC, which is National Association of Women in Construction. And so I look forward to hearing all the outcomes of all the camps that are going on this summer. I hope our families and teachers take time off and not just work, 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 and study, study, study. But thank you for sharing about the camps, because I just love the progress that we see there.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to share a little bit about, I know everybody, that we all had a great time at FSBA. We learned a lot. We had some great sessions on human trafficking and safety issues with that. Please make sure your children are utilizing cell phones properly, and watch where they're at on their sites, and please double check their locks on it, and always make sure that you are making sure that they are being monitored. There's many different ways that you can check that out. You can go to any of the stores, providers that you have with your cell phones, and they will let you know what to do and how to do it. It's extremely critical. I actually will be speaking on it tomorrow with Pastor Hunter. So also wanted to state, I had an opportunity to go to the Sanford Museum 1920s Gala this past weekend. We had a lot of fun. I streamed it live. The curator that we met last time there, she did a phenomenal job. Then we toured one of the homes that has been there for quite a few generations. It was really unique to see we all dressed in the 1920s wearing clothes, and we had a great time and learned a lot. Also wanted to give a shout out for Flag Day, which was retirement of the flags. We separated the flags with Eric Swank's group with the Scouts, and I know Member Pennick, you went to that event. I wasn't able to get over to that one. I stayed over at Hero Strong event with David Rubin's group, and I know Jessica Tillman was over there with me as well. We were at that event, and it was really remarkable. For 3 weeks, we were separating flags. I didn't even realize how much you have to do to make sure that with the burning process on the flags, and to make sure that we retired them correctly. And we acknowledge some of the amazing veterans that are out there. So thank you to all those that are serving now and those that have served. Please remember to keep them always in your thoughts and prayers. Also wanted to mention, I had the opportunity to be keynote speaker at the Elevation Graduation Ceremony, which is one of our charter schools. But one of the great benefits of that school is their numbers of some of the students there. I believe 25 of those students that graduated from there count in our graduation numbers as well. And it was a beautiful ceremony. We had about 75 students graduate. And I also wanted to reach out to the Glorious Hands. The Jules, they had an opportunity to go to the zoo with passes, and they had a phenomenal time on their field trip. And Commissioner Wiggins and Britt are going to be taking their students there from their school. We've had an opportunity to view, I know some of you have taken a tour of the school over there too for the summer programs. There's so many cool summer programs going on right now that we have so many of our teachers doing, as well as our schools that are doing. They're having so much fun, and it's extremely critical to continue that engagement. If your child is not participating in summer programs, read. The more, the better. Reading constantly. And if you can't and don't have that time to read and you want to do the reading, you can always tape record yourself reading and let the fingers do the walking while you do the talking, and then they can just read on their own while you're recording your voice, and they can go along with that. Also, many of us will be attending the Unity bowling event this weekend, and that's a Unity Youth Association. And I know my team, I have a couple of members on the board, members of here. I think Autumn, you're going to be on my team, and Kelly. We are going to be the Abby's Pin Pals. Get it? Pin Pals? We're going to need some bumpers up for that one, though. Kelly, yeah, that's a joke. Anyhow, we have a lot of fun things going on. Now, also, I'm going to go ahead and I'm done with my reports for just events. We have 2 items. One was for the RFQ for geotechnical material testing, and from my understanding, Member Davis, you're interested in serving on that RFQ? Thank you so much. Wonderful, I appreciate that. And I understand that item AK, which is RFQ for civil and structural engineering services, that member, Vice Chair Kraus, you're going to serve on that one? Yes. Perfect, wonderful. So we have both of those covered. Thank you both for stepping up to serve on those 2. Many of us have quite a lot on our plate, so we really appreciate that. All right, now it's time for public comment on agenda items first. So I'm going to have Vice Chair Kraus go ahead and read the statement. Thank you.
The purpose of the public participation segments of the board meeting is to allow the public to address matters within the board's jurisdiction and not to resolve individual grievances or disputes. Public comments related to education, our board agenda, and the district are welcome and encouraged, but public comment segments are not forums to engage in personal attacks against school system employees or board members. To maintain orderly conduct, the public comment segments of the meeting may not be used as open forums to discuss matters unrelated to education, to support or oppose candidates for public office, including presentation of political and/or campaign issues, announcing candidacy and/or campaigning, or to engage in commercial speech attempting to sell a service or product to the board or the public. Nor are they forums to address matters involving disciplinary actions of any kind, pending claims, complaints, or litigation against the district or district personnel. Public comment segments durations are as follows. Agenda items limited to 3 minutes. One group representative speaking on a proposition, a maximum of 6 minutes. Speaker must remain on topic for the agenda item, and non-agenda items are limited to 2 minutes. Speakers shall direct their comments only to the board and may not address the audience or other speakers. No speaker may yield his or her time to any other person. Generally, substitutions of speakers will not be allowed.
Thank you so much. We have 3, Jessica Tillman first, Jessica Lucer next, and then Nina Sandberg. And this is for agenda items. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Jessica Tillman. I'm representing Moms for Liberty, Seminole County. There's something to be said that a district-wide uniform would be beneficial. Students are not being dress-coded and wearing whatever they want, including but not limited to shorts so short you can't tell if they're wearing them with an oversized shirt or hoodie. Midriff shirts that are showing up to 6 inches of the bellies, shirts, pajamas, blankets. We should be teaching children to dress for success and respectfully in a learning environment. Discipline continues to be an issue. I know for a fact kids are not being written up. I am aware of a student who hit an administrator in the face with a phone and was not written up but sent home for a day. Part of the strategic plan is to have low discipline numbers. Again, I believe the strategic plan needs a complete overhaul to deal with student outcomes and not district image outcomes. Focus on third grade reading levels and student behavior outcomes. Get back to educating students. Put your efforts into the kids and the notoriety will come. But it should not be your goal to have national recognition. You are a local school board and need to focus locally. We need fresh eyes and ideas, not more of the old ways. That clearly isn't working. Graduation rates are down, enrollment is down, scholarships are way up and will continue to go up. Our district reading level is 56%. Why is that celebrated? Just because it's above the state average. You want a premier district label. Start holding yourself to a premier standard. But instead, the district administration try to pretend like everything is okay. It's okay to celebrate the wins. Those student athletes should be celebrated. But things are not going to get better until you admit there's a problem. I'm disappointed to see the Minga app being renewed. This app encourages cell phone use during school hours. Orange County went to a no phone from bell to bell policy after the state passed the no cell phone law. My kid's school has a bell to bell policy and it's wonderful. There are QR codes all over the schools, again, encouraging phone use during school hours. This also discriminates against students who do not have phones or possibly a parent taking the student's phone. There are other alternatives to track passes that don't require a cell phone. We should be teaching kids it's okay to unplug and focus. Just some things we would like you to consider. Thank you.
Thank you. They're able to, with the Minga app, I know that they can use the regular the computer in the classroom to sign out too. Am I correct with that? All right, I just want to make sure that they don't have to have a cell phone. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Go ahead, Jessica. Thank you.
Yeah, I am speaking tonight in regard to agenda item BX, approval of personnel recommendations. Once again, I am expressing my disappointment in how the school board meeting was handled last month. 8 parents spoke about their personal concerns at Woodlands Elementary. Others submitted letters for review, and approximately 45 concerned parents and teachers were in attendance. The superintendent's statement and recommendation to keep the current principal in place for the upcoming school year at the conclusion of the meeting was not only negligent, it was highly unprofessional. This recommendation was stated after no consideration was taken for the parents who spoke, and submitted letters were never reviewed. You stated, and I quote, "There are a number of investigations that are ongoing, and yet still made a recommendation for keeping the principal at our school. If it is in fact true that SCPS was conducting multiple investigations into the conduct of our principal, not only should that be a red flag that something is amiss, but the fact that they are ongoing is reason enough that a recommendation made at that point in time was completely negligent. I would appeal to every one of you, the elected school board officials, to challenge and vote against the superintendent's recommendation at tonight's meeting. I hope that each of you agree that this was shocking and unwarranted. If you want parents to really feel like their concerns are being heard, please do what is right for the future of our school. Your actions speak the loudest, and this is the opportunity to show parents that their children matter to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Nina? Okay.
I'm Nina Sandberg. In reference to the last speaker, employees who retaliate, including principals, are supposed to be fired. They're not supposed to be, with their contract renewed, to come back next year. That's not how you handle retaliation. I'm Nina Sandberg. My son got no field trips at all from 8th grade all the way through 11th grade, while SCPS used COVID-19 as its excuse. So then in 12th grade, he was supposed to go to Busch Gardens as a senior bash field trip with his senior class, but he did not get to go, and a lot of students did not get to go, because the senior bash field trip was only for a portion of the senior class and not for the entire senior class. There were 577 seniors on the graduation list on graduation day, which means that there were approximately 600 seniors at Oviedo High School this year. The employees who planned the field trip should have booked enough buses and enough ticket reservations for at least 80 to 90% of the senior class to go, but that is not what they did. They only booked enough buses and ticket reservations for some of the students to go, and then they turned the rest of the students away with a sign that told them that the field trip was sold out and that they could not go on their senior bash. In the movie Grease, you will notice that all of the seniors get to go on their senior bash. They don't turn any of the seniors away. Everyone gets to participate. I know that it is just Hollywood, but your goal should be that all seniors get to participate in the senior bash, and not just the students who have the richest parents who can come up with the $115 the fastest. In addition, the senior bash should be more affordable and closer to home, and it should be for all seniors and not just some of the seniors. Some of you brag that you support equity, diversity, and inclusion. Equity is a garbage term that has nothing to do with equality and fair treatment. Your goal should be equal and fair treatment for all students and equal opportunities for all students. It is a big deal when seniors are robbed of their senior events. This year, seniors were robbed of their senior bash. Last year, seniors were robbed of their senior prom. The adults might think that these things are no big deal, but you only get to be a senior in high school once. SCPS needs to be more inclusive and include all the seniors in the senior special events. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so out of the comments for the agenda items, those items are the three that, the only ones that turned in forms for that. Now I'm going to address any clarification questions that were brought up during agenda modifications. Did I slip? Go ahead. You're first.
The consent agenda?
Yes, thank you.
My recommendation is that the consent agenda be approved as presented.
Motion.
Second.
Right. Any, all in favor say aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I'm assuming there, since you all made a recommendation, that nobody had any comments, unless you do. Anybody have any comments? All right. All in favor was unanimous. Thank you. All right, we have, this board book was quite large, so I'm trying to maneuver to the next, I think it was like almost 1,500 pages.
Yes.
Yes, quite a large book. Superintendent, do you have a recommendation for discipline hearings?
Yes, I do, and it's that the School Board of Seminole County approve the student disciplinary recommendations from May 6, 2024, May 13, 2024, May 20, 2024, May 28, 2024, and June 3rd, 2024.
Thank you.
Motion.
Motion, all right. A second?
Second.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you. All right, Superintendent, do you have any recommendation for any new business?
Yes, I do. I have two items. Chair, the first is that the School Board of Seminole County approve the interlocal agreement among Seminole County, the School Board of Seminole County, and the signatory municipalities pertaining to the shared distribution and use of the 1 cent local government infrastructure surtax, including Exhibit A, School Board Project List, which is attached and incorporated into the agreement.
All right, do we have any discussion or comments first? Or, okay, all in favor, or who would like to make a motion?
So moved.
All right, second. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes unanimously. Yes.
And Chair, as for the second recommendation, is that the School Board of Seminole County approve the school board's 2025 through 2035 detailed project list pertaining to the shared distribution and use of the 1 cent local government infrastructure surtax, which is in alignment with the interlocal agreement among Seminole County, the school board, and the signatory municipalities.
So moved.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Thank you, Superintendent. All right, now, do you have any other reports with the monthly grants or anything?
Well,
Or is that all read?
Chair and board members, my report is read-only and is included in the book.
Thank you, Superintendent.
Thank you. All right, we're now to board comments, and this is on committee reports, or if something else that you would like to add that you did not get to cover. Member Davis, you're first.
My Children's Advocacy, Children's Alliance was canceled for the meeting tomorrow, and we have a meeting on the disaster recovery tomorrow. So we'll see what happens.
Awesome. Thank you.
And we were doing professional development in Tampa for the FSBA conference, so I wasn't able to attend the Business Advisory Committee. I did want to take a moment and share a few community events. I was excited to be part of the Memorial Day service, the celebration of the waterfront. I know we had several board members there. It was a real pleasure to have such a collaboration between city and county leaders, as well as people in the community, and honoring our veterans. And I was very appreciative of the city of Sanford for not only hosting, but inviting us as well. The superintendent and I had the pleasure of attending the 10th Annual Applause Awards. And superintendent invited me because of my passion and experience with the performing arts. And we were both just blown away. They called it the Tonys for teenagers, and I have to say, I think it was better than the Tonys. It was start to finish. They took some of our top performers and production personnel throughout Central Florida and beyond. We had students from as far away as Jacksonville, but they got involved in these productions. They spent 2 weeks rehearsing, coming together, sharing some of their individual performances they had done throughout their school. So I know we have robust arts programs at all of our schools. At this particular event, the schools that were highlighted were Hagerty and Lake Brantley. It was very exciting to see that our student Madeline Roberts from Hagerty High School she was number 2 throughout the region as the solo performer. So that was very exciting, and glad to be there. Osceola County Superintendent was there as well, and lots of other VIPs. So that was great. Let's see, professional development I talked about at FSBA. The keynote speaker was particularly exceptional this year. He talked about, it was all about filling your bucket, basically. His analogy was filling a tip jar. He was a musician. But the idea was that you find what brings you happiness and do more of it. And as leaders, and we've got many of our school leaders out here as well, that you find what motivates your team and give them more of that. So that being said, leads me to some great reading is one of the things that fills my bucket. And the bookmobile is making its way around the county this summer, so please check out the calendar, get your kids over to the bookmobile. We also have some great partnerships throughout the community. The Pearlie Mae Ford Foundation has started a literacy project called Ubuntu. They kicked off at the Midway Safe Harbor Center, had lots of books donated, and are spreading literacy throughout the county, which is really exciting to have great partners. And then there's also another great initiative called the Ford Book Rally. They were also out in Midway, but there's lots of opportunities throughout the county, from Sanford to Oviedo, all the way to Altamont. And of course, check out our libraries. Seminole County libraries have absolutely phenomenal programs for our littlest ones who are still learning to turn pages, and doing those very beginning emergent reader skills all the way up. So read, read, read. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice Chair Krause?
Thank you very much. I'm proud to say that we celebrated 4,810 graduates this spring. Congratulations. We look forward to 109 more during our summer graduation program. I know that is the happiest day for all of us. It's just the glee is contagious. The Steinway Society gifted 7 pianos at their spring recital, and mark your calendars. They're hosting the Diva Gala on September 15th at the Orlando Museum of Art, and there are sponsorships if you Google Steinway Society. And a plug, my sister works at the Seminole County Library. They have so many great programs going on. They're doing Winnie the Pooh theater show. They've had reptiles in the libraries. Take your kids, just go. It's a free resource, and it can be so much fun, especially when the days are 112 degrees. So I encourage you all to do that, and that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. I have my Value Adjustment Board meeting on Thursday. So our property appraiser, and clerk of court, and all of them will be there, and we will be doing our normal meeting then. I have a Central Florida Zoom meeting coming up. We had a meeting about 2 weeks ago. Our crocodile, exhibit didn't get the funding that we wanted per state, so we're working on that to make sure that we have all of that taken care of. And I went before you, because I thought, wait.
Couldn't finish.
Okay, yes, thank you. And I wanted to mention that just like Vice Chair Krause was talking about, there are so many free places to go this summer to take your children. For example, the Hero Strong Museum off of Hunt Club and Wekiva Springs Road, the Running for Heroes Museum, the Sanford Museum, the Bronner House. I can go on and on and on of all the phenomenal programs that you can take your kids to during the day, and that's in Castleberry. Fiona, I can read your lips. She's going to kill me later. Anywho, the Bronner House is in Castleberry, and actually having their grand opening this weekend, and that's going to be a really, really a special occasion. But just like you were talking, I think it was Member Garrick was talking about, looking at the whole picture, and our keynote speaker at FSBA. So many families and so many people, not just in education, not just in our world, but in our family lives, we tend to focus on just the one negative thing, and we don't look at the whole picture. If you focus on that little teeny black dot, look at all the other stuff around it, and look at all the great things that are happening too. It's extremely critical to do that, to acknowledge all the wonderful things and to try to focus on the good rather than the bad. And of course, there are things that need to be worked on. Everything needs to. Everything in our own personal lives as well as work lives and anything and everything. And check on your loved ones as well as your friends. Mental well-being, you know how critical that is to all of us. And I serve on quite a few mental health boards. Please, please reach out to your friends. Reach out to people that you haven't spoken to in a while. Ask how they're doing, open up conversations with them, and really have that dialogue with them, because it's extremely critical, especially if you haven't heard from them in a while. So please look at the big picture. Remember, don't sweat the small stuff, put life in perspective. I know that's easy to say. Sometimes we all tend to dwell on things that are the negative. That's just part of life, and we tend to do that, and then we all have to shake ourselves out of it and try to reflect on all the good. So praying that everybody has a great summer. I want to thank all of our employees that are working diligently this summer. I want to give a special shout out to some of our phenomenal teams. Our CFO, Mr. Barjon, and his team. Thank you so much for everything. You met with us individually. Where are you? There you are. Where is he? Well, anyhow, he might be still working somewhere upstairs. The team of going over all the items for the revenue and different things like that, and trying to prioritize what needs to be done in this county between our HVAC and roofing and you name it. I don't think people realize the magnitude when you are the largest employers in Seminole County and you have over 400 and something buildings that you have to maintain. Was it 438? I think I caught that number earlier today. And I wrote it down because I didn't realize it was that many buildings. Over 800? 800. So I must have been doing half of the buildings. Don't know how I got 400. And also wanted to give a big shout out to our facilities director as well, Dr. Mark Mullins back there and his team. Thank you for everything. And also doing the line, going and working with everybody, trying to figure out what takes priority, what needs to be done. It is in the board book. And you can, if you want to, when you go down and you look at our index, look at the different items and find out what section you want to go into. And you can see what buildings need to be completely replaced, what buildings may need just, you know, new painting, renovation, refresh, replace, the 3 R's. So I don't think people realize all the stuff that everybody does here as well as in our schools, so thank you. Now it is time for our member Pennick to go first. I apologize. After Vice Chair Kraus, I jumped ahead and I apologize.
That's okay. I had my audit committee meeting. I forwarded you or provided you hard copies, and as soon as I have electronic copies of the minutes and future agendas, I will forward that as well, and that's it.
Thank you for sending that over. It was really pretty interesting to read and look at some of the numbers and things like that. Very critical. Appreciate it. All right, now we have public comments for non-agenda items. I have Fiona Shannon, Quinn Swearingen. Did I say your name right? I did good? I did a great job? Thank you. And then Nina Sandberg is after that. And then Megan Sladek is after that. And then I'll go from the next 3 after that. So Fiona Shannon first, then Quinn, Nina, and Megan.
Called out twice tonight.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's sure.
Good evening, Superintendent and school board members. I just want to thank you, and I want to feel positive because I think there's a lot good going on in this county, and I don't like hearing all of the negative. I mean, I know there's negative, there's always negative, but I'd like to think of the positive. Anyway, I want to thank you for continuing to work to keep our students, teachers, and school staff safe. We are so fortunate to have the current partnership with our Sheriff's Office that provides SROs in all of our schools. This program is a model for all school districts. Sadly, in Brevard County last week, in a surprise vote, their school board voted to institute the Guardian Plan, allowing for armed school staff in their schools. This is terrifying. Our students and teachers deserve better. Also last week, this time in Palm Beach County, a school district employee was injured in an accidental shooting during a training exercise at a Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office gun range while taking part in Guardian Program certification. Thankfully, this accident did not occur in a school with children and teachers present. The risks are far too great to allow for this program in our schools. The only armed personnel in our schools should be fully trained law enforcement officers, the SROs we currently have. I thank you. Our children and teachers deserve the best, not the cheapest.
Thank you. Quinn?
Hello again, board. I'm Clint Swearingen, Equality Florida community organizer. I wanted to first say that I appreciate the discussion that we had last meeting about the book review and deselection process. It really did provide a lot of clarity. Since the last meeting, we have taken the time to kind of compare lists of books that have been removed, withdrawn, deselected, or retained across a handful of counties across Central Florida. We're still working on it. We're trying to get like a fairly decent amount of research going with that. But in our research, we have found a list of roughly 30 books that have been deselected, removed, or restricted in Seminole County, where they may have been retained or simply restricted in neighboring or other nearby counties in the region by districts such as Polk or Volusia or Pinellas or Hillsborough counties. We're kind of expanding that as it is. That's not to say that it on its face is a big issue. There's discrepancies across different counties in the state. But I would be more than happy to send that list to the district, as well as any other information that might be helpful. With all that being said, we would like to see a process for requesting re-review of challenged material or deselected material to be put in place when possible. We certainly don't think or expect that every single book be immediately reinstated. We would, however, absolutely like to see a process in which they are reevaluated. We believe that it's especially necessary following the updated training creating during the last State Board of Education meeting that was designed, at least in part, to address the issue of unnecessary removals that we've seen statewide. I also, as somebody from South Florida, and I graduated the year after Marjorie Stoneman Douglas happened, appreciate this board not putting in place the Guardian program as well. So again, thank you for that. I'm just going to bounce off out of there, but thank you.
Thank you. Nina Sandberg?
I'm Nina Sandberg. My son graduated from SCPS in May. I broke into tears as the ceremony started because I relived all of the harassment, bullying, targeting, discrimination, and ruthless, abusive retaliation that was done to him by actual SCPS employees when he was 11 years old and in the 6th grade. When my son was 11 years old, he was denied his free, appropriate public school education by unethical, immoral, and dishonest SCPS employees who were angry that his mother filed legitimate complaints about very serious problems inside of his school. Instead of fixing those problems, employees retaliated against the child, and the retaliation escalated to child abuse. 4 school board members and 1 superintendent refused to stop that child abuse. They just absolutely refused. One of them is here tonight. Let's review the problems that were happening at the school that led me to file complaints. First of all, my child was being denied access to the toilet, and this was being done to other students as well. My child was being isolated in the back of the room and was not being allowed to participate in class in any way, shape, or form every single day because the teacher was mad that I complained that he had no access to the restroom. So he was being punished for that. There were no science or history textbooks, and this was causing problems because my son was being given work that was from a textbook, but he had no access to the textbook. My child was being punished for his medical issues. Instead of having his medical issues addressed, my child's IEP was not being followed, and he was placed in the wrong exceptional education course, and he was receiving the wrong instruction for 6 months straight. He was not receiving his IEP accommodations. He was being ruthlessly bullied by other students every single day at school.
Your time has expired. If you have anything in writing you'd like to present to the board, you can leave it with the clerk.
Thank you. Megan Sladek?
Good evening. My name is Megan Sladek, and I'm here just in my individual capacity to encourage you guys to come up with some kind of policy that will enable Oviedo Band Camp to return. Both of my kids went through it as middle schoolers. One helped as a high schooler and was hoping to come back and do it again. My second kid, who's now a high schooler, was hoping to volunteer there. But a lot of kids get their Bright Futures hours and have this great opportunity to be in a mentorship position because of that camp. And as soon as I heard about it, I thought, let me try to figure out what is, where was the breakdown in the policy? and that's why I'm here this evening, is because I did notice after pulling some public records that there are different policies for facilities usage and for athletic camps, but there's not a real clear guideline for how to get an academic or an art-based camp fully approved. So it's not entirely consistent from one school to the other. And when you've got volunteer teachers who are being paid, they were being compensated not through SCPS regular funds, but purely through tuition paid to band camp. So this to me seems like a completely separate bucket of money, so it should have had no impact budget-wise. And but their time is valuable, so I think they should be compensated. I couldn't quite figure out what went on there, but in some of the communication coming from the SCPS side to parents, a lot of it was forwarded to me because there was a little bit of confusion from some that maybe it was a city, like the city had something to do with it, and the city of Oviedo, of course, does not. But it is a unifying opportunity for all of our students in the music programs across rival schools. I mean, we have, if you've ever been to the Oviedo Haggerty game, you know that's rough. But this gets at least some of our students all talking across the different schools, and it's a wonderful thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, now we have Stephanie Argalio, Raquel Molina, and Bruce Washington. So if the three of you can come on up, that would be great.
Good evening to the board and super. Stephanie Arguello here. I am the mom of a current student who is in Seminole County Public Schools, and like many people here, chose the schools because of their quality for my own daughter. And what I want to talk about, I'm so glad that I heard mental health mentioned tonight, and it's something that we are constantly talking about. And for me, I think of menstrual health as a part of our entire health for our kids, and something that I wanted to speak on for a moment. I just recently learned that our state leadership unfortunately vetoed a bill that would have provided products for our students. And I know that we do have some of that in our nurse's office now, but access to products is something I believe is only the tip of the iceberg of what our students and staff need to be supported. Research has shown, and unfortunately there's not enough research on individuals who menstruate, so beyond just traditional gender, but people who menstruate, there's not enough research to support what that does for our educational experience. But what we do know is that when people are experiencing premenstrual symptoms, it increases their vulnerability to addictive behavior. If they're already experiencing mental illness, we're seeing some of those issues younger in our kids. It exacerbates things like psychosis, PTSD, suicidal ideation, and anxiety. So if we think about the behavior of our kids and how that might be impacted throughout their cycles, equipping them with education in addition to products to be able to guide them through how to self-manage, how to be self-aware of how this impacts them so that they can still show up and be the best students that they can be. And for our educators, our staff who are predominantly individuals that experience menstruation as well. How do we support them so that they can still show up and give their best, but be able to navigate the very natural cycles that we experience? So as an advocate for health, I want to be a champion and partner to help make sure that we are not only providing products, but also providing an environment that supports our students through those cycles that they experience so that they can have the best academic experience possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Raquel Molina.
Good evening. My name is Raquel Molina. I'm still begging. Please install cameras in special education classrooms. Safety and education should always be a priority, so please, please, please draft a proposal to adopt a policy related to cameras in special education. Cameras will protect both the ethical teachers and the most vulnerable children, especially the ones without a voice. Everyone deserves the right to an appropriate education in a safe school environment. When I say all, I truly mean all kids. In conclusion, the fight to protect our children is one we must fight together. Let's fight together and treat all kids equally, not just LGBT. It's all kids. I treat all of them equally, unlike a few here. Stop retaliation, please, because it's a serious systemic issue in Seminole County Public School. You do all know that, right? It is a serious systemic issue in SCPS. Retaliation is illegal, and I will continue to expose evil. Thank you.
Thank you. Bruce Washington?
Good evening, Superintendent, Chairman, and the Board. I come to you. My name is Bruce Washington, and I am Vice President of Non-Instructional Personnel of Seminole County, and that's NIPSCO. And I've been around a long time, and everybody calls me when they're upset. And one thing that really is bugging morale, we did have morale. Now it's non-existent because of the thing that's going to happen. That first paycheck in July, when we only gonna get paid one week of pay, and a lot of them saying that they're living by paycheck to paycheck, and that's gonna hurt them, and they feel so, it's nothing else they can do, no other resources that we can do, and it hurts them. And like I said, I get a lot of phone calls. When I say a lot of phone calls, it's just not non-instructionals, it's teachers, it's principals, administrators. They call me when they're upset, and they just feel that it's not right. We understand by the audit, but it's like some of them, they don't have no other choice to get any other resources to help them out. So they're really, morale is real bad, and a lot of them saying, okay, if you're going to keep that 1 week until we retire or we resign or whatever, okay, you're gonna make money on the interest. Would they get a percentage of that interest while you're holding that 1 week? And that's the thing that they talk to me all the time about. And I say, well, I'll go to the board meeting and let them know how you feel. Like I said, I get a lot of phone calls 7 days a week. They don't care. They call me. They know I'll listen. And I'm a point now. I am a union vice president, but I'm an advocate for all employees, and so all employees do call me. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that was the end of comments for non-agenda items. Attorney Cole Palmer, do you have a request for the board?
I do. Thank you, Madam Chair, board members, and superintendent. I would like to request an attorney-client executive session to be held on July 23rd, 2024 at 10:30 a.m. for advice from the board on litigation McIntyre versus Seminole County School Board, case number 2022-CA002655. Also present at the litigation executive session will be our outside counsel, Brian Mose, Esquire, and the court reporter. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? All right. Are there any other comments or anything else that anybody else wants to talk about? All right. If there is none, this meeting is adjourned. Please, everybody, drive safely and have a great few weeks until we see you next time. The meeting is adjourned. It is 7:15 p.m. Thank you.
Oh, this is. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to.